Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode where I get to do a lovely 2,000 meter row on the rowing machine to see how fast I can go. But it's a little bit different today. I'm not just going out for the maximum speed, I'm actually participating in a rowing competition, and for this workout it's 2,000 meters but with a twist. You get points in this competition for your performance and the workouts, or little points. You're basically wanting to get the least amount of points possible by ranking as high as possible. The points come in this workout from the third 500 and the overall time, so the strategy is vastly different than normal. For me especially, I generally have a fast last 500 and a relatively slow first K, and the third 500 is sort of a middle pace compared to the two. But today we're going out for sort of the strategy is a slower 1K, so I have energy to burn in the third 500 and then kind of seeing how I'm going to hold on, or at least that's how it's going to be. So I'd recommend this to absolutely no one for a strategy for a 2K, because it's not how you want to get that maximum out of yourself. Because basically by hitting the third 500 at pretty close to maximum capacity, the chances of you blowing up are extremely high and then taking off potentially a huge amount of time. But we're going to head into the Scottish Rowing Centre behind me. We are so lucky to be able to train as athletes here in Scotland, permission from the government. Hopefully we can all get permission to get out on the water and row anywhere we like at some point this year. We're going to head in with the masks on, get started on the warm-up and get started on this heinous strategy, and once I'm done trying to recover after this 2K, I'll let you know how it went. And we have made it outside of the Scottish Rowing Centre behind me here, post 2K. And I would say that is the worst way to do a 2K. Probably the worst strategy I've ever tried to stick to. So like I said at the start, the third 500 and the overall timer where the points are counted, the workout is ranked, and I managed a pretty quick third 500 and a reasonable overall time for the 2K. But as you could see, so my PB for the 2K is 5:49 and the overall time was 6:02, which is quite a bit off, so wouldn't recommend that time for getting the fastest time for the 2K itself. So I went through the first K at roughly 5K pace, a little bit quicker, and then through the 500, obviously much faster, and then tried to hold on really in the last 500, and then just the last sort of 100 meters was a little bit of a sprint. But it was really, I think what was most difficult, obviously getting very tired and close to blowing at the end of the 2K, it was struggling to warm up properly. So I wanted to warm up for the workout, but it wasn't warming up for a 2K normally, because my 2K would be approached differently, but it wasn't warming up for say a 5K, even though I was doing rough 5K pace to start with, and it wasn't warming up for a 500 meters because it was not 500 meters. So it was difficult to sort of warm up properly. So I tried to get nice and warm, get nice and sweaty, get sort of the paces that I want to see in the 2K itself in the warm up, and it seemed to do okay. But I think the body was just quite surprised by the goings on during the 2K, because generally in the 2K what you'll see is the heart rate climbing, and it'll generally go to a peak. In fact, pretty much any workout I'll do, the workout, especially if it's a time trial, the heart rate will go up, climb, hit a peak, and generally not come down and then go up. But with this one, the first kilometer wasn't really long enough for it to properly climb, for the systems to adapt, whether it's going into aerobic or anaerobic, and then throwing myself into anaerobic for about 500 meters, or in that third 500 meters, and then sort of trying to come out of the anaerobic into the aerobic, but not really having enough time to do any of those things. So it was an interesting one, to say the least, but as always, a little bit of variation helps with the motivation and really pushes on to just having a bit of fun and enjoying the whole process. So hopefully you enjoyed this workout, this video of this workout, and if you do want to try it, let me know how you get on, and I will see you in the next episode.